Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel once again for another video here. So we're taking a very brief look at crypto bubbles. It's a bit of a bloodbath out there. The BTC ETF news has really wrecked a lot of people. So the sentiment's going to be a little bit strange moving forward, and all we can best do is assess the market and try and look for opportunities like Loom recently. If you got in on that Loom pump, you're probably sat there very happy, very fortunate right now and thinking to yourself, I am a very smart human being. So as you can see from the title, what are the L1 doing? This is honestly, I didn't really want to do a video like this, but with everything that's going on, there's a big gap between the community and the development teams. There's just no bridge there. There's no PR, there's no work. And we're at a point of gaslighting now, which is very interesting to say the least. So we need to find some context as to why we're doing this video. And this is being more or less worked on in the background by another person. And this is all part of this whole poor PR community incentive and being integrated with everybody. This was something LBA did very, very well. And we were very fortunate for LBA to be as interwoven with all of the different people that he was, because he didn't have this condescending attitude towards people. So the issue I'm seeing is we currently have a person in the community who wants to work on a new official website for the Terra Classic community. But the even bigger issue here is the L1 are supposedly working on this. And you're going to say, Jay, hey, how do you know this? And I'm going to say to you, hey, I've got DMs. I can't show you those DMs for obvious reasons. But what I can tell you is in those DMs, it has been stated they're working on website infrastructure. Once that's done, they're then going to work on wallet infrastructure. And once that's done, they're then going to work on endpoint infrastructure for whatever reason. I don't think we need to work on endpoint infrastructure. I think we need to do an R&D development session and figure out how to decentralize the endpoints. I don't think we need to figure out how to pay loads of money out again to get endpoints when we're getting them for free. And we can get them for $2,000 moving forward forever, as far as what we've been made aware from Foundation Hub, which is over at TFL. So as I was saying, there is a huge gap in communication, and it's got down to a point now where I will always normally try and DM someone first. And if it comes down to it, I'll put it in a tweet and it has to go that way. And sadly, this was one of those times when it just had to go this way. What you see here is exactly what I sent in a direct message. And I was actually told, we won't speak to you until you're calm. And I just don't understand how this is not calm. All I'm asking is actual questions and questioning things and sort of bringing things up. There's nothing angry about this or full frontal about this. They're just simple questions. It's like these people want to drag you out into the public. They want everything to be in the public light. And it's just silly at this point that we're at a point now where developers are just simply gaslighting us. Well, until you calm down. And I swear to you folks, what I've highlighted there is exactly what I sent in the direct message. I just want answers, just like a lot of people. I don't want to see people in the community wasting hours, days, weeks, and all of this time and getting the community to a point where all of a sudden the L1 are going to come out and go, well, we're developing this. We're already doing this. And why are you doing it? It all brews down to the one common issue. No project manager, no community PR, no COC, nobody to bridge the gap between these developers and the community and projects. We don't have any of this. And it's becoming very apparent now that things are a little bit peculiar. There are funds that still remain that haven't been paid back. And I do want an explanation for those, because as far as it goes for me is I have to go around digging for all of my answers. I don't get answers from people, as you can see. I have to go around and I have to dig for those answers. So it's not always easy for me to find the correct information. And a lot of the time, I just need a simple answer. And I just don't get that. It's always HCC is an issue. Or HCC standing in our way. HCC this, HCC this. When realistically, I'm the person who is always there to help bridge the community and the developers together. When these guys' proposal was failing and the 6 samurai were passing, this was when I had gone from my second round of surgery. And these guys had been rejected. And it's just like their heads seem so inflated, and I think they feel so secure as to where they are and what they're doing that they just really don't care about the chain. It's just sort of meh, whatever, calm down, mate. Yeah, calm down. And it's like, how could you, out of all of the people on the chain, right? I'm just here and I'm just trying to help. And it's this same horrible, condescending attitude, and now down to gaslighting. And gaslighting's not nice, especially when someone does it just very simple, like, you need to calm down. It's like, what? It's not nice to do that to people. You shouldn't do those kind of things. Just be a man, be a human, be honorable, and do what you're supposed to do. So for me, I love this. I really do love this. But ultimately, if the L1 are working on this already, right, but they're not communicating, who's in the wrong here? Well, it's definitely not this guy. I can tell you that much. It's definitely not this guy here. He's confused. He doesn't know what's going on. He's not getting answers. It's the same for all of us right now. And we're all in the same boat. And it's just a very poor lack of communication. And the only people that the L1 seem to only have ever communicated with are Hexagon. And it just sucks for us as a community to be in this situation where we're constantly having to ask these people over and over and over again for like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Are you proposing again? And you just don't get anything. You get nothing. They give you absolutely zero. So as it stands, all I have is the words to go off that Gevik has told me that they are working on a website right now. They are going to be working on wallet infrastructure after that. And then once that's done, they're going to be working on endpoint infrastructure. And that's what they told me. That's what they're working on. That's the plan. That's the roadmap. So I think that answers quite a lot of the different questions. And what we realistically need now is something to change. Something has to change so all of this stops happening, because there's so many more things we could all be focusing on, i.e. building on the stable platform that has been provided as of recent. We've got free infrastructure. We've got free endpoints moving forward. We've got the free wallet support moving forward from TFL for V3. What more do we want at this point? If the L1 want to ponce around, go back and forth, and suddenly backtrack to a proposal that's already passed, that they defied and went and worked with Hexagon, then let them do that. Let them do that. And just, at this point, all any of us can do is build, focus on our chains, try find incentives, try bring more projects to the chain, try bring more everything. I've got White Whale coming on this weekend. I'm working with so many different people. We've seen Coin Rabbit, people like that. There's so many people wanting to get involved in the chain again all of a sudden. I think it's starting to show, and it's going to start to appear more apparent to a lot of people. But this is horrible for me to have to sort of do this video where someone's put in a lot of work, and it's like, if the L1 had just come out and said publicly, this is what we're working on, this is what we're doing, and this is the time frame that we're aiming to do it in, you wouldn't have this person worried and sort of trying to get this chain to where he thinks it needs to be. So like I said, the only person who's done something wrong here from my point of view, from my perspective, is the L1 team, because they just lack communication skills from the top to the bottom. And I totally get it. They're a group of developers that develop, and they had LBA to do everything like this for them before. The difference is they will not accept anybody into their little circle because of the condescending attitude and stuff like that. It's a really sad situation, but hopefully they do what they said they were going to do. They go back and they take the HCC proposal that we put up for infrastructure, and they do build it out and they do get it done. But it's, once again, it raises all the questions like, why would you tell us originally you could do it, then you couldn't do it, then you could do it, then you couldn't do it, then it was ready, then LBA left, then you didn't even have it done whatsoever, and then you made a centralized decision with Hexagon because you're an L1 that doesn't do L2 work, to then all of a sudden turn around and go, hey, yeah, we're going to build all this L2 stuff. And it's like, what? Well, hang on a minute, mate. You what? So it all becomes very questionable, doesn't it? There's lots of back and forth in, there's lots of comprehensions, there's lots of different things that come into this at the moment. And honestly, once again, I'm always going to be that person that will say, we all need to get round a fire. We need to sing Kumbaya. We need to leave our egos at the door. We need to stop gaslighting each other. And we just need to move forward together as a unit. As a unit. not as a couple of different groups all spread apart that don't talk to each other, don't communicate. A unit. I'm going to leave it on that note. Folks, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and as always, I will catch you in the next one. Ciao.